5 o'clock edition. Just a heads up, Thursday is Thanksgiving, and like you, I'll have some family commitments, but I just want to make sure you know that I'm here usually on a Tuesday to Thursday, unless it's some kind of a holiday. Thanks for joining me, and I got to be honest with you, you guys are really doing amazing things for this channel, and I want to thank you. We're on our push to hit 500 subscribers. Oh yes, I realize I'm a small channel, but I'm a relatively new channel as well, and we've really doubled down on our concentration. We're really talking about the people that are going to be retiring in the next like 10 years or so. And what we hope to do is really like meet the needs and talk about the needs of people like us. We are Generation Xers, and of course that means you are right now between the age of 65 to 45, and you're in a position where you really do need to start taking a closer look at what the next 10 years looks like. And of course, equally as important is making sure you're positioned to enjoy your retirement, right? And enjoy retirement really is important to take a look at, because we don't have all the answers, and Lord knows we don't have a crystal ball. But what we can do is think in bets, if that makes any sense, right? We can not really count on being 100% right in every decision we're making, but we can really be accurate in our thinking. And I want to remind you of that, because don't beat yourself up. Lots of people beat themselves up about this retirement thing, and I got to be honest with you, I would share from the heart that I'm one of those people too. I do beat myself up, wondering, hey, have you done the right things? Are you positioned well? What do you need to do now? And of course, the other piece of the equation is, what can you do to prepare for the future? Because really, I guess what this channel's about is, in so many different ways, it's about making friends with your future self. And if that resonates, give me a like and give me a subscribe, because this channel's for you. Because I want to remind you that the things that you do today really do impact the type of life you're going to have tomorrow. And that's what I mean by making friends with your future self. It's such a critically important thing. And when you start thinking that way and start acting that way, then you know that you're in the right direction. Hey, welcome to the Economic Report. Thanks for joining me. And so we know for sure we are positioning ourselves for success when we're doing the little things that make a big difference, right? And I've got to be honest with you. You know, making friends with your future self, heck, we're talking about mind, body, spirit, and of course, this peace of mind really is part of your retirement scenario. And so maybe I can go on a little bit more and explain. You know, I saw a gentleman walking the other day down the street, and I felt really, really bad, because he was carrying his oxygen supply. And, you know, whatever the circumstances were, and I'm not a judgy person, but I just want to make sure that we're kind of understanding the bigger scenario. And the bigger scenario here was, well, he said, no, don't smoke, whatever you do. And he was carrying his oxygen supply because, well, he started smoking at an early age. And what happened? Well, he's living the lifestyle of, well, now he's hurting a little bit. And I get that. So when we get really clear about like becoming friends with our future self, then we know we're onto something much, much bigger. And that's really where I want us to be, making sure we're super aware of just not where we are right now. And of course, it's where you're going and where you hope to be. And if that's part of what you're thinking, then go ahead, like and subscribe to this, because this channel is for you, because we really are about the Economic Report. And of course, the little things that make a really big difference when it comes to what our future retirements are going to look like as Gen Xers. So I'm appreciating you being here and watching, and of course, all the different people that have already popped in and popped out of this channel. Let's go ahead and talk about maybe the fact of the matter. And please don't judge and please don't laugh at me. I'm going to go ahead and see if I got this correctly. Last time I got it backwards. Well, this time I wrote backwards, hoping like heck I got this one. And I think I got this right. M-A-R-K-E-T. Oh, yes. Now we're talking. I listened to some of my advice given to some of the viewers here, the fans. So I'm going to thank you ahead of time, but this is good news. I actually got the sign right. And it's an imperfect sign, but what it really is talking to you about the market, because my last long form video was released yesterday. And of course, what it really was is just kind of a reminder to every single one of us, because we're 10 years out from retirement. And so this is the type of stuff that starts affecting the way we think, and it starts affecting the way we act. And we get a little bit gun shy on this, right? Think about it for a moment, if you would. The fact is that, well, markets go up and markets go down. That's why I have these two arrows out here really as a reminder, because when you are reminded that markets will fluctuate, then I think we're a little bit older and a little bit wiser. And when we're older and when we're wiser, then we're really onto something much, much bigger. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make sure that we've seen that the market went down pretty precipitously with everything that was going on with AI. But what are we looking at now? Well, we're looking right now at maybe a different scenario, right? The other scenario has everything to do with, well, the market's chipping its way back. And I want to make sure we're also understanding that different sectors will rotate. In other words, AI's been the flavor of the month, flavor of the last 6 months, heck, flavor for the past year, and that's not going to go on forever. It is unsustainable, but understand that other different sectors are going to rotate in. So if you're understanding that, then you really do understand a lot. And if you don't understand that, well, I just want to make sure that you're understanding part of the market psychology that's going on here. So I don't want my viewers to get all crazy worrying about every bump, hiccup in the market, because maybe one of the best things you can do is continue your dollar cost averaging. We spoke about that at length in the long form video. The dollar cost averaging, you're buying through the ups and downs of the market, so that's a powerful, powerful place to be. I want to remind you of that. The next powerful place to be with dollar cost averaging is you're kind of closing your eyes to, hey, this is what the market did today, right? Because if you're the person who's just squeezing out every single dollar every time the market goes up or every time the market goes down, it's going to make you nuts. I'm here to say that the market, like Warren Buffett says, it can remain irrational longer than he can remain solvent. And I also say that, well, the market can also do some really, really wild things. And if you go through the ups and downs of the market and you are really paying closer attention to how these things are working together, just make sure that you look at this in yearly cycles, sometimes 6-month cycles, and it's okay to rebalance your portfolio. That's really, really healthy. But almost the more regular thing you hear on a regular basis is, hey, timing the market isn't as good as time in the market. And if you understand that, then you're understanding some of the other things that are going on here, because some people, once again, they get gun shy. They pull their money out of the market and say, I'm going to wait for the market to crash. And, well, when we're in an inflationary cycle, just understand that, well, everybody's stocks go up when the market is being inflated a little bit. The dollar from 2019 is not worth the same thing a dollar is today, right? It's probably lost about 20% of its value from 2019. So I want you to be cognizant of that. So your stocks, yes, they've inflated a little bit, but I'm also saying this other thing here that you really need to be mindful of. And being mindful of this means You're aware that the market goes up and the market goes down, but that inflation is part of what makes your stocks go up. And of course, what's one of the things we expect our stocks to do is keep ahead of inflation, right? If you assume that inflation is like at 3% on a regular basis, then you want to make sure your portfolio is at least hitting 7%, 9%, 10%, which is kind of crazy here. And ketchup, fridge, pantry. A question is, sure, we'll throw that out there. And of course, I guess I don't know this. I'm here to say we would go ahead and try kitchen, fridge, or pantry. Question, well, I'll throw a question out there for everybody. And the question is, I'll throw it on out there. We'll go ahead and try this thing. I'm learning on the job, so please be patient with me, but I'm going to go ahead and ask a simple question. That question is, are your stocks up or down for the year? That's the question I'm asking, right? And I'm going to be here. I'm going to be done with that. And I'm throwing that out there for you because, well, I'm throwing the simple question out to anybody who's going here. So we'll go ahead and start. I guess something went wrong. Please try again. Well, we'll answer this, and we're done. And we will, well, there we go. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of this thing altogether because I don't know all the particulars here. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate you being here as part of the economic report. A slow night here. Maybe I did something on my end. What I might try to do right away is try to go public right away again, making sure that I didn't do something wrong on my end. So, hey, remember, folks, stay in the market. Your best days are ahead of you. Promise. Have a great day.